So a question I get asked quite often is, how did I retire in France, specifically Corsica? Well, I basically retired in France very easily. It's a simple answer to this question, actually, very simple. It's I'm French. Basically, I got French citizenship in 2019 after the Brexit, stupidness, which affected me deeply because I was an English person living abroad, and so I was directly impacted by the fact that my country left Europe, and so I started process in 2016 to get French citizenship, and so I've been paying into the French system since 1982. I think my first pay slip was probably back about 81, 82, and so I had all this I've been paying into the system as a citizen, a European citizen, even when England wasn't in the EU, I was still, I had a work permit and all the rest of it, which is another story, which was actually quite a hard thing to get. And then, by the time when Brexit came along, I decided to get citizenship because I had a company here. I've been with a French woman I had a French daughter. I wasn't married though, I was paxed. There's a system, it's like civil marriage in France. It's called Pax. It's not a wedding, but it's kind of an official document that says that you live with someone. You're kind of more or less the same as married, but it's just a legal thing. Anyway, so I decided to get the French citizenship, which is a video in itself, which I will do, and which was quite funny actually, the way I got that. And so I ended up getting French citizenship, and then when I was 62, I qualified to retire, because in France at the time it was 62. It's now 64. It was 62 when I was 62, but I didn't go for it because I didn't expect to get much as a retirement, because I'd missed out on a few years and been not declared, and being a musician, it's not a sort of steady job, and I was missing a lot of stamps, which is in France it's called it's not stamps, it's trimestre, and I was missing a lot of them, and so I basically said I ain't going to get much. I'm going to get about 400 euros or something. So I didn't do it, and I was ill at the time. I got diagnosed with cancer. So for that year, the first year of having cancer, I didn't even bother looking into it, because I was still I wasn't working, but I had money, and we just sold the house, and we were okay. I was like still making a bit of money off royalties and stuff like that, and so I got a call from the retirement office, and they said, "Oh, why don't you apply for your retirement?" I said, "Well, I've got cancer. I'm in treatment at the moment." This was about 6 months in. I was not even 63. I was about 62 and a half. So they said, "How come you haven't put your thing in?" I said I started doing it, but then I stopped. It was so complicated to getting all the information together that I stopped because I was ill. I was in treatment. And they said, "Oh, hold up. If you've been in treatment for the last part of your career, then you can have this certain status given to you that will give you more stamps. Basically, your stamps will be more. They will be worth more or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but anyway, so I did my retirement application and everything, and it all went through. And after a lot of like going backwards and forwards, missing this and that, administration stuff, and they got back to me and said, "Oh, in fact, you're entitled to more than what you thought you were because of this special situation that you're in." And so I ended up getting a lot more than what I thought I would. So I ended up getting not complete full pension, but not far off sort of thing. And I still work a little bit. So, and my wife's got full pension because she's worked all her life. And so we're kind of okay now, you know what I mean? It's not like as if we're, struggling or anything. We've got a pension between us, and I still work. So retiring here for me was quite a logical thing. Now, I worked 4 years in England, and I actually had 5 years of stamps there, and apparently I'm not allowed, because I didn't work more than 10 years, that doesn't count or something. I'm not sure, I'm going to have to look in, but I'm not entitled to them until I'm 66 or something. So even if I was, it would be about £5 or something, if there was something there. So I don't know about my English, if I got any English pension, because I know it's got to be more than 10 years. So I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll have a look at that when the time comes. So retirement for me is basically just means being retired. It doesn't mean anything else, you know. I mean, I will never stop working as long as I can still work. I will work, you know, but it will never be grinding, going out and gigging and stuff like that like I used to do. It would just be production work in my home studio. And so yes, that's my kind of retirement take. I mean, I can't really give any advice to other people who want to retire here from abroad, like coming from England and trying to retire in Corsica, because I've got no idea how to do that, and I think it would be quite complicated now that the you know, because of Brexit. So I don't know. I've got no idea how you can do that. Maybe it's easier, I don't know. But anyway, my retirement journey was pretty straightforward and pretty easy, and it was like more or less someone who was French, you know. So yeah, having dual citizenship is a massive advantage. I mean, it's just saves so much hassle, you know, in all kinds of areas. You know, just getting married. I never got married because it was so complicated, because I wasn't French. But as soon as I became French, we got married, and you know, it just became a done thing. It was so easy to do. It's great having an ID card and a passport, having two of them, having two passports. The ID cards are really practical. So you can travel anywhere in Europe with it. You don't need a passport, and you know, if you've got an ID card, if you do get pulled up, you've got your ID card, and your driver's license counts as an ID card as well. So I've never had so much ID in my life, but it's brilliant. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a quick one about that. It's a little subject. I'm hoping it's useful. If not, doesn't matter, does it really? Life continues. Oh, ambulance. So I'll catch you later. Cheers. Oh, blimey, just nearly ran into that lorry. Christ. Catch you later.